Well, everyone, good afternoon. I have some little beats I'm going to be playing just for a little bit. Kind of gives me the right mindset, the right mood, and I like to paint music. Imagine that. I'm going to take off my little banner and get the ball rolling here. Welcome to Let's Paint and Chat. I'll be your host. We're gonna basically do just that. I'm gonna take my little name off there. There you go. We're gonna paint and chat, answer some questions, comments, whatever. I like to make this interactive, and I like to keep this to where we're kind of having fun. You know, I gotta tell you, I haven't painted. I painted twice ever since with Rachel's passing, and I painted the day before her ceremony, and I painted while my mom was in town afterward. And so twice. And I have been wanting to do something like this for a number of years, but I never really got the confidence to do it, I guess. You know what I mean? But there's been a couple of different changes since I first started doing painting and wanted to do something like this. One was my sobriety, and I had a lot of anxiety of doing something like this. Rachel's always encouraged me to, and I just never really got around to doing it. And three, well, no particular order, but I just had a really strong feeling that I should just go ahead and just jump in the water and doing it. And I've always wondered how warm the water is. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta just, let's just risk it. Just jump in. We could always make corrections later and learn from experience. And I gotta tell you another thing. I do the cold exposure thing. One of those crazy ones. And if I can jump into cold water to start my day, it seems like everything else is just a little bit easier to get through. You know what I mean? And let's see how we can do comments, by the way. Hey, not the one for you. Oh, I like the butterflies on the face. That's cute. Butterflies on the face. So welcome, you guys. With that said, I've already had a pretty long day today. I got up at 5. I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I do my walk around the block with Toby, and I have my own very structured routine. I did my cold plunge. I did my readings this morning. I'm doing Proverbs and devotions, and then I ended up going to Bible study. I was a good boy today. Then got back, washed the car, did some moving some things around, organizing for the big move, and going potentially in the same complex of Rana, of course, and her sister. And so I'm just trying to make it all work. And I have a plan of just working all throughout the morning and early afternoon, just so I can play with you guys. You know what I mean? I would suggest, even if you're not crafty, it's not about the judgment. It's not about, hey, I'm not good or not. You know what I mean? And it's hard to jump into something that you're not quite used to, but it's about the therapy. You know what I mean? It's very therapeutic to be able to kind of express yourself in whatever craft that you're skilled in. I would suggest to, play with your own skill, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be painting. It can be drawing. It can be, you can crochet me a beanie. You know what I mean? You can do anything. If you want to follow me, you can, and not to creep you out, but that is a little Halloween thing. I can see my little Joker in the background. Can you guys see that? My sister Jennifer did a diamond painting for me a while back of that. But anyway, whatever your craft is, I'm going to basically do some painting today. And I was trying to determine on what to do. I go, what should I paint? Because it's been a while. It's been it's been almost 3 months since I painted. You would think that I would get some practicing in before this, but no, let's just dive in the water. eventually we'll warm up to it. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing some beats on in the background. In the warmer weather, like cold shower. Oh, I'm just throwing some comments. I'm going to interact with you guys before I get going here. In the warmer weather, I like cold shower. There you go. And then I do a bit of warm for about a minute on just the areas maybe stiff. There you go. Keep in mind, it's always good to end with the cold if you can. I do it for the dopamine response. Naturally, just kind of uplifts me with everything I have going on. I feel like I'm running like low in the dopamine area, so I end up needing something to kind of help me feel elevated throughout the day, and I feel great, being productive, and there we go. That's where we're at. So thank you for chiming in. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right, will you? Also, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what to paint, and I painted this behind here. Let me just do this. Let me just do this. I painted this for Rachel a while back, and I still wanted to finish it, but I think you can see it behind me, but it's this one. I still want to put some, fix the grass in the foreground, and I also want to add some larger butterflies to it. And yeah, and I you can't really zoom in here, but there are some smaller butterflies over by the flowers off to the right. And I'm gonna, like I said, piece together more of the grass. But I figured for today, check this out. Why don't we do it again? And this time I'm going to start from scratch. And I'm going to be painting for just a little while. And I'm going to start from scratch. And if you want to follow along, you can. Oh, you can hear me. Okay, good. Roderick. Someone says Roderick. Fitness 6633. What? Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. The water is getting a little bit warmer, so I got to tell you. So what I'm going to do, here we go. I'm going to do a little side cam. What? Check that out. So here's that's my hand. What? I'm going to be painting off to the right. After I'm done, if you have a project that you're working on, take a picture of it when you're done, and send it into the comments. Today, I am doing both Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. In the near future, I'm going to go ahead and just work with Facebook exclusive to do it. I'm going to see if this works out. Changes may be happening later. I'm going to exclusively do the live part on Facebook. Then I'm going to go back and edit it, and I like to polish it up a little bit. Then I'll repost it on the YouTube page. Okay. So if you are chiming in on this late, you can pause me. This is a recording, go get your paint supplies, get yourself together, and we're going to do some painting. And if you want to paint along with me or just paint with me, whatever your project is, go right ahead. Have you gotten some good sugar walls lately? Good sugar walls. What do you mean by sugar walls? Good sugar walls. What do you mean by sugar walls? I'm trying to figure that one out. I have actually been minimizing my sugar intake because of the cold exposure thing I've been doing, though. I'm not feeling like I need something to, I do the sobriety thing. I'm known as the sobriety dude, and I don't mind having that as my part of my identity, the way I look at it. And yeah, let me know what the. Now he's laughing at me. Sugar walls. What do you mean? Sugar walls. All right, Mr. Fitness. Mr. Fitness. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I figured I would chat you up about 10 minutes in. If you guys have any questions, I like to keep this transparency going on, and I'll look over to see if there's any questions, or if you want to chat about something, feel free to. If I'm not chatting, that means I'm trying to focus. Trying to get into the zone, So this is and I'm not a big shot instructor on painting tutorials because this is my first time, and I started painting during the pandemic sort of thing. I had to find something that I really made me feel like I was controlling something, I guess, and expressing my creativity. And if I'm not being productive or I'm not creating, I don't know, just my mind works that way, and it's very therapeutic for myself. So helps to simmer down any negative emotions. Okay, so with that said, I have this guy. It's water. I'm dealing with the acrylics, and I don't like to drench. I can't really drench the canvas, but I like to put a little water on it, give a little moisture there, very light. Otherwise, when you put the paint on, starts to get really streamy sort of thing. So I was painting a um, Lion King project for my sister Sarah back in the day, and I was wondering why it was so thin. I go, yeah, I put too much water on the canvas. So yeah, keep going. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was actually trying to finish out my load of laundry, and I was trying to see if it was gonna get done soon, and I couldn't focus with it going on, so I had to steal the laundry. Washed the car today, though. Yeah. My neighbor was saying, "How are you washing the car?" I go, "I know it was kind of like a beige car, what's usually white." There we go. You guys see this okay? That's like a nice, huh? All right, so I'm going to be basically painting this if you're just now chiming in or looking on or whatever. Where are we? This guy. Or I guess you could just look behind me. We're going to paint that. Forgot about that. I like to hover above water while we're painting, huh? So basically, my first thought when I'm doing a project like this is start with the background, work your way up forward. Um, it's funny with a lot of artists who do drawing, they do basically kind of just the opposite. They do what's in the foreground, draw that out, then they do the background. But for myself and a lot of artists I have talked to, they enjoy to do just the opposite. So we are going to put a little bit of sky looking blue. Can you guys hear the music, or is it just me? Can you hear the music? I don't know. Maybe you do. I just threw some beats on. It's funny as I've been watching a lot of the AI stuff and some of the Bob Ross stuff that they've been doing on AI. It's kind of funny. He was putting paint on the Ultimate Warrior's face. I had to shoot my friend Shane the video. It's just hilarious. It just blows me away. Like, it feels like it's only been these last couple months that they're just coming out with all kinds of crazy stuff online now, you know? All right. And I know there's people that are impatient, so I'm going to speed up my general paint pace. Usually I just kind of like go at my own little speed. And just so you know, I usually hold on to my paintings too. I get rather physical, especially the small ones. I rarely even put it on a canvas. So whatever your paint style is, there's no rules, just right sort of thing. So if you want to hold on to your painting like I usually do, go for it. If you're just starting to get into painting, I would suggest just go cheap with it. You can just order from Amazon, have them ship it out to you, you know, or go to Walmart, wherever. I mean, you can go to the pricey range, but we find out, like, you know what? Maybe not even into painting. Huh? Maybe I'll get into drawing or another art form. But I enjoy painting. And one of these days, when I get the nerve, see, this is a easier path I think to paint because I also play bass guitar, and I always feel like I got to learn more in order for me to show anybody that I play. But although I did have a little bit of a breakthrough a couple weeks ago, I ended up hosting art and music meetup in the neighborhood, and we're supposed to have like 4 to 5 other musicians that were supposed to show up. Get this, nobody showed up. It was just me. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, guys. Well, thanks for not showing. And then people that came by to paint or to do the art part, they were like, I thought this was gonna be like a music thing. So me, aka Endor, I pulled off about 4 songs on the bass, and kind of like was able to give them some form of entertainment while we were painting and creating. So that was kind of fun. It was more or less like a confidence builder too, because I've never really played guitar in front of anyone. I kind of started the bass and oh, hello, hey, the camera. I'm getting physical on this thing. Yeah, and so I started about in January, kind of getting deeper into it, and I finally found my instrument, and I found out like how much I enjoy playing bass as opposed to playing just regular guitar. And there you go. Sometimes you gotta eat from the buffet of instruments to figure out which one you like best. You know, maybe you're a cowbell person. So any topics, anything you guys want to talk about at all? Oh, I got a comment. Give me something to talk about. I painted some things with acrylics. Oh, there you go. Sometimes if I make a costume color, but need a break, I put plastic wrap over it and it lasts a few days without drying out. Boom, there you go. Yeah, it feels like, I don't know, there's something about just playing with colors. I don't know. Kind of just brightens the day. I don't need to spend too much time on the clouds here, or the sky, because I'm going to have more of the tree there anyway. So I'm going to basically put. I'm looking off my other project here. If you have some paint projects you've done there, not the one for you. Why is it that you have that name, by the way? I'm curious. I'm a curious man. Sometimes I've been feeling, I don't mean to always relate to the sobriety thing, but curiosity is so elevated. I end up curious about so much. I was talking to my mom earlier today, and she's man, I got to figure out how to take sap off of my car, off my window. And she goes, well, you just go to Google and figure it out. You know, I ask Google all the time. I go, I know, I usually do too, but we didn't have Google back in the day. Yeah, you used to always have to resort to who is your smartest friend that was nearby, or the teacher, or else you just didn't find out. Who is he going to go to a library if you have a question? Who does that? Oh, not the one for you. That's a story for us. I started to do this too, where I go all the way to the sides. I paint the sides as well, and the top. I could always do the top later. Let's show you like this. I'm not used to not having this physically on my lap. You wouldn't be able to see anything. How fun is that if you didn't see anything? Okay. You know what? I think that eventually I'm going to start to do this thing. Oh, good idea. What do you think about this? I love good ideas. I might start to do this publicly like this, and segue into a private chat to where we can intermingle sort of thing and chat. What do you guys think about that? Tell me. So I can maybe meet you and talk to you, and then you can work on your project as I'm working on mine. Kind of cool sky, huh? It's funny is Rachel never really painted with me. She was more or less like my little paint coach with her observations and I know most of you weren't able to make her celebration of life, but she ended up. I was telling the story. She's very supportive. Sometimes she's a very honest person, and I was painting, and I'd say, "Hey, sweetheart, look, what do you think? What do you think?" And I'm thinking I'm done with the project, and she goes, "Oh, it's great." Then she's all, I go, "What?" She has this look on her face like she's thinking, and I go, "What?" She goes, "Well, you're not done yet, are you?" I was like, "Okay, apparently I'm not. I'm not. I haven't signed it yet. Usually that's the seal of your sign that you're done is whenever you sign it. You know what I mean?" And she was like, well, what about this? This looks like it's too big over here, and this, and why don't you use more shadows and highlights in this area, or you know what I mean? She's like a really good art critic, but I don't know. It was just funny. She was a very honest individual. Sometimes she just couldn't hold it back, which is fine. I made her who she is. Rather her being honest than just being a yes woman. You get an honest answer. Okay, I'm going to shake it up and move ahead here. What? All right, so there's a little clouds in the sky. Little I'm using ultramarine blue. You can use a different color blue if you want, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go with this color blue. I like ultramarine. What's your favorite blue color? I do like aqua too. Aqua. All right, there you go. And we're gonna go about here. I'm gonna have this line right about there. All right. Let's go to black. What? What do you guys think about doing some type of like private paint chat after we do this public one? And also I'm contemplating on Thursdays or Sundays, or I might not even say which day, and you guys just have to either rewatch it or something, or I'll still post it live, do it live, but then I'll repost it so you can watch it whenever you want. But there's a certain like funness, I guess you can call it, whenever you're watching something live as opposed to a recording. You know what I mean? My dad would watch those Laker games, and I would like, oh, it's recording. Oh, I don't know why it just doesn't seem as like this. It's fun whenever you're watching it, and it's not live. So, all right. My green juice. Ooh. I juice 4 days out of the week. Each time I juice, it's for 2 days, and I refrigerate it. I know, too much information. I know. Let's do that. What's funny is I use the. I always wonder what to do with compost when you're done juicing, and my aunt, actually, she was like, "Why don't you just put it into your garden?" And I was like, "That's not a bad idea." I'm kind of going more of like a squiggly line because it's not going to be perfect. Gives you an idea of where the waterfall is going to come down. You know what I mean? We're getting interrupted by someone from San Juan Capistrano. What? Go away, San Juan. I'm just kidding. I bet they had something really detailed to talk about. All right, here we go. It's having some fun. I don't mean to ignore you, not the one for you. But I'm trying to get a little bit of a zone, but I'm going to answer your question. So I'll say, I think the last thing I painted was a figure I sculpted myself that looks like a Funko Pop what does it say? Maleficent. I made it out of plaster and then a polymer clay. Interesting. You should come on to the private chat whenever we have it. It won't be after today, but maybe on Sunday, huh? I also customized a wallet for a friend for Christmas last year, and there's a backpack I added to here and there. That's Nightmare Before Christmas with our acrylics. Interesting. I like your creativity. Oh, I painted a rock for my nephews. Oh, how sweet. I got into painting rocks before with Rachel. Painting is fun. We went to this place like years ago in San Clemente. I think it was called Fired Up. If you're from South San Clemente and you're watching, hello, holla. But we went to this place called Fired Up, and you like painted. I'm trying to think what the process is, what it was called. But we would paint an object, right? It wasn't like on canvas; it was a painting an object, and you had to. When you're done painting it, they put it into like this oven overnight and it like cooked it. And I forgot what it's called, but that was kind of fun. We made like some dish and like a couple mugs and a bowl, but it was like one of those fun, kind of like a date night sort of thing to do, I guess. That was fun. But we did do some artsy stuff. I like the little grooves. We're grooving, folks. So we're gonna have like some water coming down this way. Maybe we're making our own version of that painting. So another reason why I wanted to do this, I guess to say, well, it's self-promotion, I guess. But three things. One of them, I am going to start to do commission paintings. So if you'd like to have a painting, talk to me. We'll see about working something out. If I end up painting something and you're like, hey, what about that one? We'll figure it out. But it's going to be a little bit of a side hustle income sort of thing. And also, if you didn't know this already, I ended up taking a course to be a peer-to-peer specialist, right? And you're like, what's a peer-to-peer specialist? Well, let me tell you. It's basically life experience coach is basically, I think, the best way that I could think of explaining it. But it's kind of a pit stop to seeing a counselor or somebody who's ultra certified in certain areas. And I would give resources and not really giving advice, because advice is kind of unstable grounds, because advice can go south for some, and advice can go neutral for others. It's kind of, so, but yeah, I ended up getting that certification, and I wasn't even planning on being a peer-to-peer specialist. Like, I thought I was going to be, caregiving for Rachel for years to come until we got her out of her predicament. but we did it as a couple thing. I don't know, it'd be kind of a cute little thing to do as a couple, you know. I'm gonna come down, and I was trying to think of what I'm gonna end up doing. I'm gonna go back here. For income, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a peer-to-peer specialist. So that worked out. And so I'm going to be a peer-to-peer specialist, but I am basically kind of doing it on my own accord as far as without working with an agency. Eventually, I'm going to figure out how to run it through an insurance, but for now, it's kind of like freelancing it. And so I'm going to do that, and I also have nearly 20 years plus of personal training experience. So I'm going to be doing peer-to-peer specialist online / personal training. And that's going to be pretty much more advice on the personal training side, but kind of more or less just telling you what I do, you know, more or less my own experiences, what's been working for me, kind of can work for almost anyone, you know what I mean? In regards to like changing up your habits. I mean, obviously, if you're not self-caring, your body takes the hit. If you're constantly looking for an easy way out, you're just wanting to stay comfortable, then your body may take the hit on that when it's not as comfortable as you would like it to be, sort of thing. But I think it's more or less building back positive neuroplasticity, which is the way your body figures out routine in a way, you know, reprogramming your mind. And some people might say, I don't have a routine. Well, guess what, folks? You do have a routine, because not having a routine is your routine, you know? And your mind doesn't discriminate on your behaviors. It says, oh, this is our behavior. I guess this is our behavior. Like, okay, we'll do that then. And you self-train yourself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And after a while of changing up your routine, it does get easier because your body naturally wants to do what you've been training it to do. So it does get easier, whatever it is, you know? You just have to be consistent with it. You have to show up, you know? It's almost like going to the gym, you know, not that you go do that every day, but say if it's like a walk, or if it's you know, waking up at a certain time, eating at a certain time, or whatever, it's a lot easier to do it whenever you kind of create the habit of doing so. You know, it's hard to stick with it if you're not in it. I'm gonna go skip. I'm gonna do the mountains and work with the trees on the outside, but I want to go with the deep ultramarine blue into the water here, and then we're going to blend it into more aqua blue, so it makes it feel like it's more shallow, like it's coming up to shore, sort of thing. What do you think? You like that? Thank you so much. Rainbow, he mentioned he might sell his art. Oh, there you go. You're asking about that. Thank you for asking, Miss Rainbow Days. Rainbow Days. I like that. Rainbow Days. But yeah, so I'm gonna be commission painting only 30 minutes at a time, but I'm gonna schedule if anyone's interested in doing any personal training guidance sort of thing, or peer-to-peer specialist sort of thing. And I have a lot of friends that are there for me, and I'm there for them. And I talk to a lot of people during the course of the day. I stay home a lot. I don't want to sound like I'm in isolation or anything like that, but I have a lot to do at the house, so it makes it easier for me just to pop on a call. You know what I mean? And chat. And if there's anything that I can help anybody out with, A lot of times they just answer their own questions. I know I got to do this, but and I do the same thing. I'm like, hey man, I got this going on, and they just sometimes just giving your ear to somebody. You're not necessarily trying to fix the situation. You just want to be like someone who they can just trust for one and to talk to. And I am extremely trustworthy. I tell you that because I know what it feels like not being able to trust somebody. Pretty. Ooh, blue. Uh, yeah, I was talking to a friend earlier today, and we were like, you ever have one of those friends that tell some secrets of other friends that you know, and you're like, are you sure you'd be telling me this? And it makes you want to hesitate to tell them anything unless you just want your you want to spread what you have going on to other people. But so anyway, I'm doing basically those three, and then obviously I've been doing actually more work with building up this foundation, along with just getting ready for this move than anything lately. But I fortunately have a good team around me. So besides the foundation and also the figuring out the logistics on the legacy mobile treatment for Rachel, which she wanted to do as soon as that she recovered. And I told her, I'm getting emotional about it, but I did tell her I was going to make it happen in her name. So, being emotional after someone passes, it comes like, I don't know how many people told us to, but it feels like it comes like a sneeze, like you don't see it coming. Ugh. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure it all goes down. A lot of ideas and a lot of ways of helping other people in the ways that I wish that it would work out for Rachel to have her own help, you know, in those ways. I think I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher. How about we bring it up a little bit higher with the black? Kind of feeling to go a little bit higher. I like this blue though, huh? I do want to make it a little deeper, darker blue. I might put just a little bit of black, touch of black into it, maybe deepen it up, and then we're gonna. I've been finding out though when you're blending, it's easier to go from light into dark rather than dark into light. Woo! This is gonna look good. I have a good feeling. You guys give me good vibes. You know what I mean? You love the idea so much. Which idea? Which idea? You mean you're talking about the private thing after? Which idea? See, I get to where I'm rambling, I'm painting, I don't look down to see what we're talking about. What do you think so far? Okay, can't really see. I'm working down here now. Let's go right here. How's that? Okay. I'm gonna raise it up. I kind of feel like there needs to be like right. Oh, what do you think? Unicorn here, mountain here, a rainbow there. Let's go maybe just a little bit higher. As high as I thought. I'm going to go like this area, so the water's gonna be dropping down this way, and then Can you guys hear the music? Can you? Thank you for joining me. This makes it so much more fun to paint. And I am actually liking the idea of go ahead and roll in with a private group. Ooh, I have an idea too. just love when you have ideas, then you follow through with those ideas, and you seem to get more ideas after you put it into play. You notice how that works? It's kind of crazy. But I'm gonna in the future, not today, but in the future, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and you can pop on and hang out in the lounge. So whenever we convert over to the private chat, I'll just click on board and pull you guys on. I like that, and we'll just we'll paint in that direction. So I'm gonna have basically waterfall, waterfall, and I like to put a waterfall over here too. I like that. I could always sell prints. I guess I could do that too. I don't know. I don't know. This is true too. It's kind of like if you see one of my paintings, you just make your own prints, I think, couldn't you? You know? If you want to spend the time to do it, I guess. Like, I like that. I think I'll print it out. All right, so there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and put water coming through here. Just go put a little bit more black in this area. So if anyone's interested in my services, I guess you can say, let me know. Private message me, whichever. All right, so, and I'm going to be pretty much more on top of that type of thing after the first of the year, really pushing the afterburners on it. Have a little juice break. I know, my green juice. Green juice. I have kale. I have I don't even know ask about. I'm telling you anyway. Kale, spinach, celery, apple, cucumber, carrot, and ginger root. Tie it all together. I like that. Tie it all together. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go with what? Can you see it? Ooh, transparent. Oh, there it is. I just got to put it in front of me. Oh, there you go. Aqua. All right. Yeah, I've been juicing on and on for, geez. Sometimes I take a long layoffs. Sometimes I'm more consistent with it, but it's been like, man, I think I started juicing whenever I was in the boot camp, like 07 or something like that. 07? I know, 07. 07. Ooh, this is thin. Thin. That's almost too runny, almost. Here, just do this. So, any questions out there? Who's on board with me? What do you want to talk about? I like the transparency. You do have Rachel's birthday coming up. I can't believe it. This is going to be torture. I'm planning on visiting her. And then if all goes well, I'm not sure you guys watched that last video I did on Tuesday or not, but I am planning on doing, I'm trying to work out a truck, V8 truck that could, someone with a V8 truck that could help out. The tall ask, but I want to surprise the neighborhood with a unicorn. What? Yes, unicorn. Yeah, I've been wanting to do that for a while. I have this vision of parking the trailer with the unicorn, the actual unicorn that Rachel rode that I surprised her with, right? I'm wanting to park it there, get on the unicorn, tell the parents what's going down, so then they make sure they don't get caught like at Chuck E. Cheese that day and go, oh, wish I would have known about that. Why didn't you tell me? Anyway, I want to get on the unicorn, take maybe 1 or 2 trips around the block, ride Nugget, right? And then go back to the little Greenbelt area by where we live. And if anyone wants to ride the unicorn, get a picture taken with the unicorn. But I gotta tell you, not all the boys, but pretty much all the girls in the neighborhood, the little girls, they have unicorn. They just love unicorns, and I just want to see the joy in their face. Mom, unicorn! What? See, Mom, they are for real. That's a day that I will never forget. Surprising Rachel with unicorn. See the blending? So you go in from the light into the dark. Put a little bit of different shades going on in there. What a fun little beat, huh? So that's the plan. Gotta tell you, I never really worked with oils, but acrylics definitely dry out much faster. Okay. I'm gonna do the green grass. How are we living? What was the first big painting I did? See, there's a question. What? You have a question. Well, my I got to tell you, when you're doing the little 8x10s and you jump to a painting this size, it's this is like a 16 by 20, 16 by 20, I think so. I might be a little off on the size, but anyway, I don't think which one it was that I jumped forward. I got to tell you, I made a ginormous jump, and I haven't even finished it because I was intimidated. No, not the one for you. I got to tell you, I was commissioned, but they bounced out the last minute because you know what? I'm so sorry, but we don't have the finances to pay for it, whatever. And I just kind of like I haven't even finished it yet, but I'm going to. 2 feet by 3 feet. This thing is ginormous, right? And I'm in Michael's, and I'm getting ready to buy this large canvas. And I was telling the lady in front of me, I go, yeah, I'm kind of intimidated. She goes, it's pretty funny. She goes, oh, you can do it. I have an 8-year-old daughter that paints on these all the time. It's like, oh, you got me. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm like, all right. I could have went all day without saying that, you know. There's a little more color in this water to make it look more like water. And I don't know exactly which painting it was. I'll have to look back and find out which one that I made that leap. It's funny you should say that. I've done about 90 projects since the pandemic. So it's kind of hard to say which one exactly. Let me get back to you on that one. That's a good question. You stumped me with the first question. No. I'm going to blend these 2 colors here. So when I blend the 2 together, be able to kind of like make it merge a little bit better through there. All right. Enough of the water already, Endor. All right, off to the side there. The side over here. Okay. Ooh. So what are kind of curious, whoever's watching, what's your talents? Have you found out that you're like, seems easier than for you? Like you just walked into like, oh, is this it? And you just kind of fits like a glove, like it was just a hidden gift you didn't know you had. You know, for some reason it's more difficult for others to do, but for whatever reason you're like, oh, this is easy. Favorite thing is to paint. Thank you for the questions. I like a landscape. My worst thing to paint are faces. Ugh, because I like to make sure that it looks like the person I'm painting. Drives me crazy whenever it doesn't. But I like to do faces, and or don't like to do faces. I don't say I don't want to, don't like it. It's just I haven't been able to spend enough time to master that part, you know. But I like doing mountains and trees and ocean and this waterfall once I get to it, and let's see if you see this one. I like doing wildlife. Wildlife, check this out. You see that one? See my little. I've yet to name him. That's my elephant hanging out in Africa. I think he's in Africa. Are you in Africa, buddy? But I enjoy like figuring out how to create clouds and sky. I like watching tutorials. They can be very relaxing. You know what I mean? Um, um, yeah, and right now I have a project that I'm trying to finish that I'm wanting to learn on how to paint sand. You wouldn't think that sand is could be a little easy, but I want it to look like oh yeah, that's sand. Like, you know what I mean? I want it to complement the other parts of the project. You better be careful. I'm getting paint on my laptop over here. I kicked myself out. I like that. That's funny. Um, yeah, I back to your question. I want to learn how to do my next thing after I finish this project is how to paint sand. All right, I'll show you real quick. Hold on. Since you're kind of asking. Here's my dilemma. All right, so here's my other one. See the sand? That doesn't look like sand. I want it to look like sand because I want it to complement, you know, my elephant with his daughter. Well, I'm sorry, this one's a female because I think the tusks are longer on the males, and I want to make sure I have it right whenever I paint. Of like, I don't want to go back and go, oh, I mean the females are, you know what I mean? I don't want to get it right. But yeah, that. Can you see my little giraffe? What's up, buddy? So I'm still working on this one. I want to figure out how to do the sand and finish that project too. And I got to tell you how grateful I am that we're doing this because it's holding me accountable. You know. So I'm going to actually stop here, and I'm going to work on this, on more of this. I know you're like, keep on going. I know, I'll leave you hanging. I'm going to work more on this. I'm going to keep it to about an hour whenever I do the PaiNT chat. I'm not going to work any more on this project until we do the video again. So you're not going to tune in and see that it's already done. You know what I mean? You're going to tune in and showing that it's because if you're following it, then you can like keep it rolling. You know, I'm always making adjustments to paintings as I paint because would Rachel would always say, you know, if you go, no, I'm sorry. It worked. It always kind of worked on accident because I was her 24/7 caregiver, and she would ask me for something like, hey, could you grab something, you know? And so then I would be on my zone painting at the bed, and I would go upstairs and grab her something, come back, and I would walk behind the bed, hand her something or whatever, and then I would look at the painting, and for whatever reason, when you leave and you come back, it resets your eyes and you see something that you didn't see before, which is interesting. My mom actually had the idea too of um, getting a mirror, and you look at your project in the mirror, and you're able to pick up on some things that you didn't pick up on before. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to be planning on doing this on Thursday and Sundays are basically the days I take off doing as much weight training and workouts and all that. I take a little bit of 2 days off. So Thursdays, Sundays, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell to be notified, and whenever it's uploaded, boom, there it goes. And I think it's going to work out better if I do this live on YouTube or Facebook initially, so they can go back, and if I needed to edit anything out, I can do that. But yeah, and I'm thinking that the time frame, if it's in the afternoon around 2, if it's towards the evening around 7, so it's going to be either 2 or 7, Thursday or Sunday. And I think maybe Sundays are better. What do you guys think? Well, hello, Red Lit 428. Welcome on board. Oops. Yeah, I'm just wrapping up actually. But yeah, tell you what I'll do is my light's almost out. There you go. On Sunday, I'll do this again on Sunday. What do you think, guys? Huh? We'll do this again on Sunday at 2:00. And after I do the live paint and chat, we'll segue into the private paint chat. The private. You can't see my microphone, can you? See my mic? Private paint and chat. So for the first hour, then we'll do public, then segue into the private. And I'll put the link to it. As we're going through, so I can see Heidia in the chat room, but I won't bring you on, but I'll just see that you're there. And then once we wrap up, we'll just boom segue into the private, and we'll all chat there. Sound good? Yeah, send me some comments of or some pictures of whatever project you're working on. I would love to see your work. I love the therapy behind it. I love that this holds me accountable to paint, because I do get the therapy with painting, with socializing with you guys, and you guys are beautiful people. I really love the support. And Redlit had some words. Redlit, we still love you. You still love me. RP heaven, because Rachel really was a butterfly. She was. I saw so many butterflies today. I was like, oh. Every time I see them, I go, oh, jeez, I needed that. Thank you. We all miss her, although I have never met her. She was a sweet soul. You know what? Behind the closed doors, she was a sweet soul. Some people put the face on, but she was just amazing. The live on Facebook didn't have an option to add photos to the comment. Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe after it's over, though, in the comments. Let me know about that part. Are those tattoos on your face? I don't think that they are, but that is some commitment to to the butterfly community. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go, but thanks again. This was an experience that has been in the making for a while for me to do a live paint chat like this for a long while. And I figure if I could jump into a cold plunge in the morning, I can jump into this. It's definitely warmer than it would be jumping into cold plunges. You know what I mean? So anything I can do to better the health emotionally and physically. Again, if you're interested in doing some online guidance with the peer-to-peer specialist, I'm getting more into that field as of the first of the year, but I'm going to be kind of segueing into it. Another spam call. Spam. Don't you love how the phone tells you when it's spam? That, and also with the personal training, and then also with commission painting. So if you're interested, you might want the. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a hot item right now, but it's not done. We can still work on it. So if you're interested in commission painting, let me know too. So love you guys. I'm gonna let you go. Almost right out of the dot with the hour, and thanks again for all the love and support. Okay. Blessings to you all. And I'll see you on Sunday. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Talk to you guys soon. Love you. Over and out.